Welcome to the Family Cash Machine. This is Eric Vaughn, and it's a beautiful Monday today. I wanted to talk to you guys about money, technology, and wealth. This are the things that we cover in the Family Cash Machine, which is a venture we started a couple years ago. We use the platform of money, technology, and wealth. We talk about generational wealth and how to accumulate generational wealth. And that's not a topic that you hear talked about a lot. You always hear about money. You always hear about, you know, uh, accumulating things, but you don't really hear about people talking about generational wealth. And that's the platform that the Family Cash Machine stands on. And just briefly, what is the Family Cash Machine? Well, it's a name that I created several years ago. Actually, about 5 years ago, I came up with that name, Family Cash Machine. And I wanted to create something that people could generate for generations capital for their families to perpetuate longevity. And in order to do that, you have to start thinking a certain way. We're not taught in this culture how to be self-independent and how to be self-sufficient. That's not really something that people are taught. I think most African Americans learn that from what they call street knowledge. We've learned that even in corporate America, even in school, educated African Americans don't really learn how to be self-sufficient. We learn how to fit into corporate America. So the Family Cash Machine is something we created to give average families, not just African American families, but average families in America, the concept and platform of this concept to start thinking about generational wealth and what is it going to take to get there. Well, first of all, there's not a lot of wealthy people in the world, period. And there's a very, very small group of wealthy people. And there was some progenitor in their family or matriarch that started a certain thought pattern, a certain mindset. And with that mindset, they impregnated that in a written script program to be perpetuated for generations to come. And so I wanted to start a group of people thinking on that level and starting to create that kind of a forethought and projected thought into the future for their families. Because for so many generations now, we have had to start all over again. You know, I know my great grandfather, I believe my great grandfather, yes, was one of the first Africans here in the United States. So I don't have to really go far to find my core here in the United States on my mom's side. And so he did what he could do, and coming out of slavery, and left my grandfather with probably nothing economically. But my grandfather seems to be was a pretty resourceful guy and had his own farm and things of that nature. And I think he birthed the idea in my mom and my generation to start thinking more about, forecasted future of income. So all my adult life, I've pretty much been independent type of entrepreneur. Had some ups and downs. I've had some successes. I've had probably more downs than successes, but the successes that I've had were very powerful. In fact, I had an opportunity to, trade on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I made a lot of money with coffee and Japanese yen, Swiss francs, Deutschmarks. I've had some experiences in the streets hustling, made a lot of money there. And then I got into real estate in the early 2000s and was able to acquire a real estate appraiser's license and was able to start buying and selling properties. And the rest is history from there. And I've learned both sides of business, pretty much. I've learned corporate America. I've learned trust funds. I've learned corporations, structuring corporations, foreign corporations, how to structure family trust funds and stuff like that. Credit. I've learned a lot of that stuff, how to build credit, how to utilize credit, how to leverage credit. And during the course of all of this, I said, you know what? We need something that people could create their own model and prototype of what they would call their own family's financial blueprint towards generational wealth. And that's how we got the idea for the Family Cash Machine. Now, being a person who I've done a lot of different like network marketing companies and stuff like that, and I've had some successes in that. Again, more failures than success in that. But the few times that I had success in network marketing, they were huge. They were huge success stories. And that is the prototype of business, period. Any business person will probably have more failures than success. But it doesn't take but one idea to become successful that can catapult you into a whole different life reality. And so wanted to take this time to do this video with you and talk about the Family Cash Machine, which is, you guys have been hearing me talk about quite a bit. And I'm excited about it. I like what I'm doing. I like the fact that I'm talking to people, I'm teaching people, I'm working with people, I'm think tanking with other individuals around the country when it comes to money, the concept of money. What is money? How does money really function? And how do you utilize the energy behind money to maneuver your way into certain positions in life? And that's what it's all about. It's all about capitalizing on the things that you accumulate and capitalizing on opportunities that present themselves to you in a way that will continue to appreciate value for you. And so it leads me to this. Again, the Family Cash Machine is a group of people around the country that all come together to try to figure out what is the best way today for us to amass wealth. And we come to the conclusion that technology is one of the best investments that you can make today. Technology is probably one of the fastest ways that families are amassing wealth. Is technology, is the investing of technology. In the 1990s and 2000s, Silicon Valley probably has created more millionaires than any other industry in the world. Now, about 3 years ago or so, I saw a thing called cryptocurrencies. And a lot of you out there are kind of like, cryptocurrency, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to talk about that. That I don't know anything about that, and I don't want to know about that. But that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make right now, because this is a technology that's not just about Bitcoin. It's not just about cryptocurrency. It's actually a undergirding technology called blockchain technology. There's and that's probably a big term for most of us. Like, wow, I've never heard that. But at one time you had never heard of internet. Before 1994, we never heard of internet. We didn't know what the internet was. And then they came with this thing called intranet that everybody thought was going to be the big deal, and it wasn't. But I'm telling you guys right now, the Family Cash Machine has created this platform of generational wealth. And we've created this platform to teach people how to accumulate generational wealth. And we're going to start doing more courses on wealth. Now, we do talk about technology and cryptocurrency because we realize that as investors in technology, we probably could amass wealth the fastest in any other industry independently and maintain our independence without being, kind of like boggled down into a corporate structure. You could personally invest in several companies right now in this space, and within months, make 6 digits. I've seen it done. It's not hard, but you just got to learn what the technology is about. You got to connect yourself with a group of people who can help you in your understanding, because this industry was, of course, mainly created by programmers and techie type thinking people. And most of us are not techie type thinking people, but I'm saying that most of us want to make money, and most of us need some industry that we can make enough money in to survive, and not just survive, but to thrive and to project more accelerated appreciation in our income that will eventually put us in positions to be the first ones in our family, not to finish college, but the first ones in our family to be able to start the generational wealth. It can be done. This is the time to do it. We started a company called the Fam Wealth Network. And the Fam Wealth Network is a cycler. And this cycler is amazing. It has an ability autonomously, meaning automatically. It's not me or anybody holding your money. It's a software that was created. It took a lot of time to create that software. And that software is an autonomous software that automatically pays in Bitcoins. It's amazing. It's fun. It's better than any football pool. It pays about 500% return on your investment. I don't know anything out there paying that kind of return right now. In fact, without our Bitcoin cycler, Bitcoin itself in the last year has paid about 7,000 or 700% interest. So Bitcoin a year ago was $1,100. Today it's 8,000. So besides all the hoopla, all the negative media attention, besides all the propaganda of Bitcoin's crashing and it's very volatile, you're going to lose all your money, don't listen to that. Look at the numbers, the unadulterated mathematics. Mathematics is not going to lie. $1,100 last year, this time last year, Bitcoin, today, 8,000. So if you would have done nothing but just invested your money and let it sit, if you'd have took 100,000 last year and just sit it in Bitcoins, you would be sitting at almost $1 million right now. Wow. So who's the loser there? Did you lose? No. And not only did you park $100,000 and allowed it to grow to 800,000, there was a time where Bitcoin a few months ago went to 20,000. You'd have had $2 million on $100,000. 2 million. So of course, this is the kind of industry that you could amass enough wealth to be the first one in your family to actually create generational wealth. It's not far-fetched, but it is far-fetched if you don't think it's possible. There is a guy on our team, I'm not going to say his name, he took $150 and he invested it in a coin. I'm not going to say the coin's name because I want you guys to come on this team and learn. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, it's money in this industry, I'm going to get in this industry because it's money. That's the problem right now in this industry. Too many people came for the money and they didn't really understand the mindset. They didn't really understand the longevity. They didn't understand the long-term goal. They didn't understand the undergirding principle of what this is about. This is not just about money. Yes, it's great to be in an industry that you could amass wealth. But at the same time, if you don't understand the mindset, if you don't really understand the energy, the motivation, the inspiration behind this, you're not going to have longevity. You're going to be like a shooting star. You know, you see a bright star shoot across the sky, shoom, and it's bright when it goes across the sky, and then all of a sudden it burns out, and you're like, where'd it go? I don't want you guys to be that shooting star comet. I want you guys to be that sun. I want you guys to be that eastern star that is always shining bright and everybody could see it from miles away. So that's when you have the foundation of what this is about. I'm not going to get into what the foundation of it is about on this call, on this particular video now, but I do want you guys to like this video so more people can see this video, because it's our time now. It's our time to create generational wealth. It's our time not to miss our time. It's our time to be conscious and aware of the time that I have said for years now. This is one of the greatest of exchanges of wealth, and actually is an opportunity to be one of the greatest of exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world. And I'm saying that with confidence. I'm saying that with mathematical proof. I'm saying that with statistical proof. I'm saying that with the greatest of facts behind me. And I can prove this to any financial person, any historian. It doesn't matter. I'm not a professor, but I have common sense. And there is a term that A good friend of mine is Kev. Wherever you're at, Kev, I appreciate this term that you gave me because this guy told me this. Kevin told me this a long time ago, over 15 years. And he said that common sense is as common as geniusness. And he said, Eric, when you find a genius, that is very rare. There's not a lot of geniuses in the world, but common sense is as common as ingenuousness. So in other words, when you find someone who's mastered common sense, you would think you're talking to a genius because there's not a lot of people who've mastered common sense. So I may not be a genius, but I have a tremendous amount of common sense to know that with this technology, it is a big deal. And so now we have started our classes. We've started our cryptocurrency technology money classes, wealth classes. You guys could solicit right now by grabbing that link underneath and inquiring about these classes. Probably this is April, May, for sure they'll be done. You guys will be able to start paying for these classes now. Actually, you can prepay for them now and get your spot and start learning how you can position yourself. Not just with our cycler. The cycler is something that will give you some quick cash to get you some money going right now that you can be able to invest in the cryptocurrency space and start taking positions. Again, there was a guy on our team that spent about $150, and in 34 days he made $12,000. I'm not going to tell you which coin he did because he has been on the family cash machine for over 2 years, so he's been learning. He's learned enough to be comfortable in his investments. Now, of course, every investment is a risk, and we're not going to promise anybody any money on this call because, again, it's not about just the money. It's about the knowledge. And when you accumulate the knowledge, then the money is attainable. When you accumulate the knowledge of what you're doing and you get enough information, then you could strategically supplant investments that will yield results for you. And the more you learn, the less you will alleviate risk. That's just how it goes. So again, you guys, I'm here to talk to you guys about the family cash machine and some of the things that we're doing, some of the people we're meeting in Tokyo and Africa. It's incredible, this journey that we're on. And I'm excited to work with people all over the world that are curious about why is it that things are getting so high? Why is it that the money value is shrinking? If you guys notice, it's costing more when you go to the store to buy things, and the portions are getting smaller. Why is that? So these are the kind of things we teach you, and we're going to teach you how to win, even in a bad economy, how to win, even if the dollar crashes, how to position your family to capture generational wealth, no matter what happens, because you have information. And so with that, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Again, subscribe to this channel, grab this link, come on the Family Cash Machine, start coming in our daily webinars and learning more about money, and put yourself in an environment of peers, of people just like you who are moving and striving in a momentum towards creating generational wealth. And it doesn't matter what level you're on. You can have $100, you can have $500. It doesn't matter. It's all about the knowledge and the information that's going to perpetuate you to your final destination. So with that, you guys, this is Eric Vaughn and Family Cash Machine. I want you guys to subscribe to this channel, like this page, and follow us and solicit for a subscription to be on our webinar so you can start learning more every day about what's going on in the world. And if you don't, guess what? You're going to be victimized to what's going on in the world, whether you guys learn this stuff or not. So if you learn it, you could create a great maneuvering strategy that will make you win no matter what happens. So again, you guys, this is Eric Vaughn. You have a great Monday, and see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.